Live from the Fastener TV Studios, it's Fastener News Desk Christmas edition of In the News with our editor-at-large and Christmas storyteller, Cris Young.
Thanks, Lisa. I'm Cris Young, also known as Cris Cringle at this time of the year. This is the last episode of In the News for 2021, so we've prepared something extra special for our followers. 'Twas in the news the week of Christmas 2021, when all through the fastener industry, not a private equity firm was acquiring, not even one. The nuts and bolts were packaged by the warehouse workers with care, in hopes that the UPS driver soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their securely fastened beds, while visions of shiny fasteners from Parker Fastener and BTM Manufacturing danced in their heads. And the CMO in her Wi-Fi kerchief and I in my hex cap had just racked our brains for a supply chain map. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the fastener news desk to see what was the matter. Away to the window I bolted like a flash, tore open the shutters and screwed up the sash. The moon on the crest of a new fastener show gave the luster of chrome-plated bloats to the others below. When what to my wondering eyes did appear but a delivery driver and a full truck near. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it wasn't a trick. More rapid than eagles, he pulled into the dock, and he whistled and shouted and began to shop talk. Now Tom, now Billy, now Don, Julie and Ashton, oh Susan, oh Darius, oh Donna and Christian, to the back of the truck, to the top of the load. Now bolt away, bolt away, bolt away this payload. As the industry transformation continues to fly, they meet with the obstacles looking up to the sky. So out to the truckload the workers they flew, with a forklift full of fasteners for all the companies too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the floor the swagger and clapping that was hard to ignore. As I drew in my head and was turning around, out of the office the CEO came with a bound. He was dressed in a suit from his head to his feet, and his clothes were all wrinkled, and he carried a spreadsheet. A bundle of orders he carried in his sack, and he looked like a manufacturer's rep just opening his pack. His eyes, how they frowned, his dimples all drawn. His face displayed worried, his demeanor was worn. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the hair on his head was as white as the snow. The stump of a pen he held tight in his teeth, and the ink it oozed out from beneath. He had a grimace on his face, and his voice was unsteady, that shook when he spoke, so you knew he was ready. He was grumpy and thumped, trying to get a hold of himself, and they laughed when they saw him while hiding behind the steel shelf. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave them to know they had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the outstanding orders, then turned with a jerk, and waving a finger and shouting bravos, and giving a nod, out of the warehouse he goes. He sprang to the billing department and gave his signal, and away they all invoiced while looking quite grateful. But I heard him exclaim as he walked out of sight, now we can all have a happy Christmas. We made everything right.
Thanks, Cris. This week's episode of In the News was sponsored by Product Genius Technology. Enhance customer experience with the new view for industrial search. Turn your sales team into product geniuses when selling complex product categories online. Distributors have a big appetite for better digital commerce technology. Is your product data ready for great user experience, investors, marketplaces, or e-commerce? Product Genius Technologies services include data cleaning and preparation. Contact productgeniustechnology.com to find out how to get started today. If you'd like to share your company's events or news, or sponsor an upcoming episode of In the News, contact me, Lisa at FastenerNewsDesk.com. Thanks for tuning in to this week's special episode of In the News with Fastener News Desk. Until next year, be well, stay safe, and keep it fascinating. Happy holidays, everyone.